Okay, so now we've got our player skating around here. So we just need to have some animations that the character runs through when we're moving. So we do this in two parts. One, in our create function, we actually create the animations and they're just sitting there kind of in memory. And then in the update, when we've got certain keys down, then we play a particular animation. So I'm going to define these animations maybe just after all this other player stuff. I'll just keep this together. We're going to define our walking animations. So to do this, we write player dot animations, animations dot add, and then bracket, bracket, semicolon. And in between these brackets, I have some parameters I need to set. So one is, I guess, the ID of the animation, or the name of the animation. Then the array of frames, and I'll explain this in a second, frames that are in the animation, and then lastly, what the frame rate for that particular animation should be, and that's the frames per second for the animation. So in between these brackets here, I need to give it an ID. So let's do the left animation first. My typing. After the single quote, I'm going to go comma. And then, like I said, I have to put an array of frames. So an array is in square brackets. So I'm going to put that. I'm going to come back and fill this in a second. I'm going to go comma, and then my frames per second, and then comma true. So that's just that it loops. So I'm just picking 8 frames per second. You can play around with that. Because we only have a few frames in our animation, I don't want it to go too quickly. I'm just going to open up my assets here and look at that dude sprite sheet again. So if I look at this, and I'm thinking of this as an array. So remember with our arrays that they start with 0. So when we were doing our clock and going like the day of the week is 0, that was actually Sunday, right? So same thing here. So the moving left animations frames here are first. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3 is the frames that are part of that animation, and then it should just cycle through that. So in our code, inside of those square brackets there, we're going to put those frame numbers. 0, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3. And then no comma after that or you're going to get an error. So these are the frames in our left animation. Animations add, just making sure I type that all right. Okay, and then I'm going to do that one more time. So I'm just going to copy and paste that underneath. Only this time it's going to be the right animation. And I'm going to go back and look at my dude here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So our right moving animation is for 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to go inside of here. Okay, oops. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so those are those 2 sets of frames. Again, I can save it and just look in the browser. If I see a black window, then I know I've got an error in here somewhere. I don't, so I'm good there. So then what I need to do is move down to our if statement here. So this is when we're saying if that key is down, we should move the player left, and we should also, inside of here, play an animation. So we have to run the animation. So the code for that is pretty simple. So we say player. Now if I just look up there for 1 second, right, we did a player.add animation. So the animation's actually attached to that player. So down here when we run the animation, we need to do the same thing. So player.animations.play, bracket, bracket, semicolon. And then between these parentheses, I say which animation do I want it to play. So in single quotes, I say left. So now if I test this in the browser and I hit left, oops, I got to click on the window, hit left, I've got an error. Cannot read the property play of undefined. So I've got something. Oh, player.animations.play. All right, let's see. Okay, so hit left. Yay, and there he's walking. Woohoo! Going right, he's not changing directions yet because we haven't coded that in. So I just need to do the same kind of deal here. I'm just going to copy and paste, only I want it to run the right animation. Now I technically don't have an up and down, so I could either just choose one animation to play. So why don't I run left when he's going up and right when he's going down? Okay, so if I test this now and click on it, I can move up, down, left, right. But when I stop, he's still trotting along. So what I need to do is add one final else statement that stops those animations from playing and then plays a particular frame. So we need to make our character stand still. So to do that, I'm going to go player.animations.stop, bracket, bracket, semicolon. So that stops the animations, and then I'm going to do a player.frame. So that says, I want you to play this frame of the sprite sheet, and I want it to play frame 4. So again, frame 4, if I look at my sprite sheet here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's that standing still, looking forward frame. So I'll save that. I'll look at my game again in the browser. You can see now he's standing forward because I'm not pressing any keys. I can move, I can move, I can stop. And he faces the camera. Okay, so now we've got our character moving around and hitting into walls, and we've got animations starting to look pretty good. We just need to give some point to this game. So that's next, making items to collide with.